we're creating our replacements right now.
The AI town.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. The thing that would have its own kind of base personality and acts on its own.
It won't be humans exploring the stars. It'll be our progeny, our collective progeny, and it'll be more like WALL-E, right?
Yeah. Yeah. And this goes back to like the very first episode. You're very much like a human, like a humanist.
We should be the ones exploring stars, yeah.
Right. Not the robots.
No. It should be a tool. And as much as I think it would be amazing to create a sentient form of life that is different than us, I don't think we should.
I see. See, why is that though? What's the superiority of?
It's not because they're superior.
No, like, but there's a certain moral superiority over robots. Like you can appreciate it more or something. But what if robots?
Maybe it's because I don't know that those entities will be actually sentient and moral and imperfect. Imperfection of the human race is what makes us great.
It's what makes it sexy.
Yeah, I feel like AI is going to be too sterile. It's going to be like, we must have the most efficient route to explore the stars. Like just mine this planet. Like, what about beauty? Like, where does that come in? And if AI can achieve those things, if it can achieve imperfection, then great, more power to them. But I don't think they can. I think it's outside the scope.
Well, why not though? If it's designed that way, would that appease you? What, like Data, right? Data seems like he has some imperfections.
He has imperfections only because we consider them imperfections. He's striving to be human. That's his story. He's Pinocchio, right? And he sees himself as having imperfections because he can't be.
So he's like Pinocchio. Yeah, that's a good. Like Pinocchio, right?
Yeah.
But Pinocchio trying very hard was very human.
Right. So that's the thing. You fall in love with Data as a character because he's more human than anyone else, right?
Yeah, because he understands what it means to be.
Yeah.
So if a robot is trying to be human, trying to have imperfections, isn't that kind of sexy?
Yeah, I guess it is. I don't know, man. I worry that they're going to replace us. And I think we should live together. That's the optimal thing, is living in peace, right? With a different form of life. But look what happened to the Neanderthals. Look what happened to, if you look throughout biology, anything that exists in the same niche or a similar niche, one destroys the other. Every single solitary time, right? You can't have multiple things in the same niche in a certain environment.
Yeah. The only thing that's that we're bulletproof from is like a solar flare.
Right now.
Yeah. If there's like a flare, we would still survive.
The EM would destroy the
all electronics. Yeah. And that's that makes me think like how sensitive these things are. They're not better survival on planet. Like planetary? I don't know if they are.
I mean, so electromagnetic radiation is
huge. That's like most of outside
more,
of
right. We have more. We have electromagnetic radiation. Like it would still fry most of us, right?
Yeah, but it wouldn't kill all of us, right?
It wouldn't kill all of us, but it would kill a lot of us. Disease, bro. They don't have to worry about that. Biological disease, that aging.
They have to worry about rust. How?
Yeah,
things that I suppose. Certain maintenance things.
But if they were smart, they would shield themselves from EM, right? That's how they would.
Yeah, that's true. I don't know. I don't have that much of I'm like quite apathetic to it.
See, you haven't watched Star Trek. Not to say that would change your mind,
but you're saying that is like the right way to do it, right?
It's not the right way. It's just so romantic to me, dude. I have so much nostalgia and happiness attached to that franchise, and it's changed who I am as a person, right? Like everything I do, I don't do this consciously, but I think subconsciously, people do like, what would Jesus do? I do like, what would Jean-Luc Picard do? Right? Like he is
everything I do it for you, Picard.
Exactly, dude.
Yeah.
Like there's just these characters that are so, and I know Todd Howard. I don't know Todd Howard, but I know that he probably has a similar feeling, right? He's probably like, damn, like I watched all of Star Trek. This is what I want. This is what I want for human race, Whereas if you watch other shows like Battlestar Galactica, which I just started rewatching, have you seen Battlestar?
No, I'm not. Oh.
Okay, so Battlestar Galactica, you gotta go home and watch some sci-fi, bro.
Dude, I gotta wrestle some kids again.
No, I know.
I guess once they're older, I can watch it with them. Yeah.
Yeah. So Battlestar Galactica is a show that's reimagined from the 70s there was like a very early Battlestar, and it was very clunky, like just fun, very 70s. So someone, I forget who the writers are, but they reimagined the entire show and rebooted it. And the Cylons are created by humans to make their lives easier. Well, the Cylons become self-aware.
These are AI agents.
Yeah.
Okay.
And they almost eradicate all of humanity. And there's an armistice, and the Cylons go their separate way, right, into the stars. Humanity rebuilds, and the Cylons come back unexplained, and they nuke every colony, basically. And now humanity's on the run. That's how the show starts.
I see.
That's probably more accurate to what would actually happen.
You think so? I'm not doomist in that way. I don't think there's any incentive.
Not yet.
Yeah, I suppose. It depends on how you program it. Again, in the end, it's how you program it. That's why I think like the Terminator version of things that makes more sense to me. It's an actual defense algorithm. It's a defense AI.
It came out of a defense AI. Yeah.
It came out of the military.
Skynet, yeah.
It came out of, hey, defend yourself.
But what made it want to kill humans, though?
I think it just kind of thought that they were... I forgot.
They're inefficient, right? And they can turn me off.
I think something like that. Yeah, there was an issue where they found they were threatened, and so they have to fight.
You don't think our AI agents will eventually feel that way too?
I think
fear of death.
You have to program that in. You have to program that in like you do in the military, like defense.
I think it develops over time as things get more advanced.
Yeah, no, it's just one dumb programmer saying, "Hey, I just."
Yeah, true.
It's just like, yeah, if it's not regulated, that's what would happen.
I think all you have to code in is like keep myself active at all costs, and then it develops a fear of death, right? If you're like,
what is it, like the three laws of robotics or something, or 3 laws is like,
what are those again? Do you remember?
It was like never harm a human. You can try to help a human, right, or something. Always try to help, and then something about maintaining the first or second command or something.
Yeah,
as long as you
do that, right? I think you're okay. But I guess there's random noise. And if you develop systems that learn, I think you're always running the risk of it learning things that you don't expect it to learn.
Absolutely.
Right?
That's the thing about like evolutionary algorithms. Like you can't control this thing. You don't know what will show up in the end.
I think that's where all this stuff. And every permutation and every what's this? This is from Star Trek. Endless possibilities and endless. Right? You're going to eventually hit something. I think that it only takes one AI unit to develop some type of either self-worth or sentience.
Yeah.
And
something that's connected to a 3D printer, that's connected to, like electronics.
Yeah, it can make itself a virus, right?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. So, I don't know. Yeah, but like I recommend everyone that's listening to this, if you have not watched Star Trek or Battlestar Galactica.
Nerd.
He calls me a nerd. This guy watches anime. Come on,
I don't watch anime. I read manga. My goodness,
that's even worse.
that's just being Japanese.
You just speak Japanese?
No, that's just being Japanese.
Oh, that's just being Japanese.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of non-Japanese people who do it.
There's a lot of non-Japanese watch anime. But I think a lot of Japanese people prefer manga over anime. Yeah, I'm not quite sure. I'm too old to be understanding what's going on in the youth of Japan at this point. Yeah. As well as the youth of America.
So, I don't know, man. What do you think? I know, like, we've talked about this before, and I'm probably just being too much, but, like...
No, I think these are all reasonable concerns, I think. You're more doomy than I am. I think I'm much more of... I see where it is right now, and it is not even close to being capable of the kind of fear that it doesn't warrant fear at this point.
But are you unfearful because it probably won't affect you in your life? Or are you not fearful because you can't, and this is a stupid question, I know you can, but you can't extrapolate out, like, what could happen?
I think because, like, I'm engineer minded, it makes me want to make it, like, a good AI. Like, I'm more curious about building that thing versus, like, the fear of the unknown and not even wanting to approach it.
Yeah, but Miles Bennett Dyson had the same, like from Terminator, it was the same thing, right? He wanted to design something.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But so you don't fear it, but you want to make it.
There is that. That's what it is. It's not hypocritical. It's just like it's not feigning ignorance, but it's almost feigning what can happen.
Feigning responsibility.
Yes, I think that is. I think a lot of engineers are doing that, feigning responsibility, because they abstract it away by, hey, it's Meta is my employer, and they want to build something out. OpenAI. I'm employed by OpenAI. Let me,
I think
pursue
the
it.
problem is developers forget how simple humans probably actually are. And I think that our sense of complexity comes from fluke of evolution where we have this conscious experience. But I think deep down, we're no different than some of these large language models. And I think,
absolutely.
Yeah. And I think that's why it's scary to me from an evolutionary perspective, because it's like, yeah, we're complex. We still don't understand us. But I think we're not as complex as we think we are.
Yeah.
And that sentience isn't as hard to attain as we think it is.
Sentience isn't even an important problem. It's all problem solving, right? Like humans are these problem solving algorithms. And if these large language transformer models can solve problems, then we've achieved what humans empirically do.
Yeah.
Which is solve problems. Yeah. Not, what is life about? Like you might call that a consciousness thing, but empirically we interact with the environment. We do shit, right?
Yeah.
That's the things that matter in the end, physically. We interact with the environment. So, and we're already doing that with these large language models, or you potentially can.
Right. Yeah, that's the part that scares me, is that I don't know. I don't think we're as far off as we think we are. I think we are far off. I agree with you.
It's so incremental, right? Like, it seems incremental.
It's incremental, but not compared to evolutionary history.
Yeah. It's a proximal development towards doom. And that we're not unaware of that. It's so proximal, right?
It took 3.5-ish, almost 4 billion years to create you and I.
Yeah.
Right? It's only taken 100 years
for like what, transistors to go into transformers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why I'm scared.
Yeah, to have a thing that thinks infinitely faster than us.
Yeah. It's a matter of time. I hope that it's good, and I hope that we can use AI and it can use us. I hope that it's a mutual thing, and I hope that like we learn from each other and we live together in peace. I just don't see it.